My contractor said I had to pay an extra $15,000 or he'd leave my renovation unfinished. He didn't know I was a licensed contractor reviewing his work violations. The permit fees were higher than anticipated. Materials cost more, labor took longer. You want this finished, you pay the difference. I'd hired Rick's construction company 6 weeks ago for a $30,000 kitchen renovation. The contract was detailed, fixed price, no provisions for cost overruns without written change orders. Rick, our contract specifies fixed pricing. You can't just demand more money. He shrugged. Contracts are guidelines. Real construction has unexpected issues. You can pay the 15 grand, or I walk and you're stuck with an unusable kitchen. That's breach of contract. Sue me then. By the time you get a court date, you'll have spent more on lawyers than just paying me. Plus, good luck finding another contractor willing to finish someone else's work. He had a point about the hassle. Most contractors won't touch another company's unfinished projects. What Rick didn't know was that I held a general contractor's license myself. I'd worked construction for 10 years before switching to project management. I kept my license active and knew exactly what proper work looked like. Over the past 6 weeks, I'd been documenting everything. Rick's crew hadn't pulled proper permits. The electrical work wasn't up to code. Plumbing installations violated 3 different building regulations. Cabinet installation was structurally unsound. Let me think about it, I said. Can I see your permits and inspection records? That's all handled. Don't worry about the details. I'd still like to see them. Rick became defensive. Look, do you want a finished kitchen or not? Stop questioning how I run my business. I'm questioning because I'm a licensed contractor. I know you never pulled permits for this work. His confident expression faltered. You're a what? Licensed general contractor for 12 years. I've been documenting every code violation your crew has committed. You can't prove anything. I pulled out my phone showing photos timestamped throughout the project. Electrical work without permits. Plumbing that violates pressure valve requirements. Load-bearing wall modification without structural engineering approval. Should I continue? Rick's face went red. You set me up. You knew this whole time. I hired you in good faith. You're the one who did substandard work and tried extorting additional money. It's not extortion. It's legitimate cost overruns. It's leverage. You intentionally did unpermitted work, so I'd be forced to pay whatever you demanded, rather than report you to the licensing board. That's crazy. I run a legitimate business. I opened another folder on my phone. Here's documentation of 3 other homeowners who filed complaints against you for the exact same pattern. Lowball bid, shoddy work, demand extra money to finish. How did you? Public records. The contractor licensing board has an open investigation. I contacted the other complainants. We're all willing to testify. Rick tried a different approach. Look, we can work this out. I'll finish the job for the original price. With proper permits and code compliant work, yes, whatever you want. Too late. I'm hiring a different contractor to fix your violations and complete the work properly. You can't do that. I have a contract. You breached it by doing unpermitted work and attempting to extort additional payment. The contract is void. Rick grabbed his tools. Fine, I'm leaving. You'll never get this kitchen finished properly. Actually, I called Johnson Construction this morning. They're starting Monday. They specialize in fixing botched renovation work. After Rick left, I filed a formal complaint with the contractor licensing board, including all documentation of code violations, unpermitted work, and the attempted extortion. The board launched an investigation within 2 weeks. Rick's license was suspended pending review. Johnson Construction found even more violations once they opened up the walls. The electrical work was dangerous, potentially creating a fire hazard. Plumbing would have leaked within months. The structural modifications could have compromised the entire kitchen ceiling. Whoever did this original work shouldn't have a license. Their foreman told me he might not for much longer. The licensing board hearing happened 2 months later. Rick showed up with an attorney, claiming I'd entrapped him by not disclosing my contractor license. The board wasn't sympathetic. Mr. Anderson, the complainant's license status is irrelevant. You performed work without permits, violated multiple building codes, and attempted to extort additional payment. These are serious violations regardless of who discovered them. Rick's license was revoked. He was fined $25,000 and required to pay restitution to all previous complainants. Johnson Construction finished my kitchen in 4 weeks. Properly permitted, code compliant for $8,000 less than Rick's inflated demand. Last month, I saw Rick working at a hardware store. He recognized me and quickly moved to a different aisle. Sometimes contractors bet that homeowners don't know enough to challenge substandard work. Rick's mistake was assuming the homeowner in jeans and a t-shirt didn't have 12 years of construction experience and an active contractor's license. The guy he tried to extort for $15,000 turned out to be the one person who could document every violation and end his career.